y'all. Sorry, just pulling it up on my phone. Can you hear me? I'm gonna keep the camera off because I got the girls walking back and forth and all that. And because it's one of those days. Hey, Cool Gamer. Hey, Xena. Patty Ponytail. Brandy. High Priestess. She said, "Oh my God, I'm finally gonna catch live." Hi, ES. Little Deb. Angie's live. Hey, y'all. So, I kind of want to take a few pulls this evening on this case, guys. Because I've been listening to what everybody's been, what they've been doing. Listened to the lab and Chris McDonough last night. I was in Dougie Doug So Fresh's live earlier. Hey, Rhodes. Hi, Kathy. Just died. Patsy. Xena. Oh, and then I lost it. Tried to pull it up on my phone and then I lost it. And so, Doug thinks that him and his team, his channel has done so much. He, for summer, made a comment that all of us have failed thus far. Summer's not here, right? So none of us have succeeded in finding summer. Not any of us. And Doug, I guess, thinks I need to go back to the beginning. Wasn't quite thrilled. I mean, are we surprised of how I covered the case? I did it all wrong, whatever. There's not a way I could have done it that would have pleased everybody. So I stand by what I done, period. Did I always have the right people behind me? No, I did not. No, I did not. But if I wanted to continue playing on with narratives and playing these bullshit games, I'd still be probably in their camp. Right? Remember how much shit I caught because I was trying to hide all of their marital fights and trying not to show that on my channel. I was trying to have Dawn look well put together and come on and talk about summer, right? I basically media coached the dude. I never give up. Lady R, Melissa. I get to catch a live. Unfortunately, I'm going to fall asleep to the emergency test at 5:45. Oh, shit. Well, sleep good. The replay is just as good. Plus, you can fast forward through what you don't want to hear. It's probably even better, the replay. Hey, Squids. Sorry if any of you are Doug fans, but that guy is a huge loser. Well, he thinks I did it wrong, right? And it's not about me. It's not about Doug. He can say, "Oh, I'm not bashing you, white flag," but then, be his narcissistic self and try and put me down, but then say, "No, remember, no." So yeah, I mean, does that make me want to jump on the wagon and work with him? No, because it's not going to really go anywhere. But in Summer's name, yeah, I'll do it. What does he can tell me where he thinks I went wrong and pick apart my shit, and I'll answer whatever he has to answer. If that is what will bring Summer home, that I have a conversation and answer Doug's no thanks his questions, then hey, I'll do that. I'll do that. Hey, butterfly kisses. I saved you. Amy, long time no see. To me, you've done what you could. I think we've all done what we could. We all just have different ways. Not even, no shade to Doug, right? No white flag, whatever. But we all just are different people and we have our own ways of doing things, period. And Doug's is not a way I'd be proud of doing things. I was actually agreeing with some of the stuff he was saying. Whether I like someone or not, if they're saying something that I know is right, I'm going to say, yeah, that's right. You know what I'm saying? Right is right, wrong is wrong. Doesn't matter if I like the person, if that person likes me, that doesn't matter because in real life, I really don't like half of this beef would happen between people. Hi, Nikki Tuples. Northern Light, good to see you. Because girls is players too. When Evil entered, hey boo. Yeah, so that got me to thinking. I want to get some pulls tonight from the names I'm seeing so far right now. You guys have been at this case from the beginning. I do believe, just like Rose's case, it will never happen. I said that from the beginning, Rose. I said it from day one that it was very, very clear to see that this was handled wrong, in my opinion, even from law enforcement side from the very beginning, because the Amber Alert pictures that come from the church folk who are backing them, that's not even a picture of how she looked when she went missing, right? Yeah, there's just a lot. And I was looking at all this stuff, and one of the first things I said to myself, and then I said it very vocally, you all have heard me say it a million times now, this case was designed to go cold. It was. We got 1 year and less than 2 months, and it's cold, and already we've got almost 2 years that have just flown by. We have been dealing with this since June 15th, 2021. What are we? April 20th, 2023. They are both guilty, but they both know something. They both change their stories all the time, right? Because if you have the truth, do you have to keep changing your story? And that's one of the things I want to go over with you guys. I'll open the panel too in a little bit. That's one of the things I want to go over with you guys. Because it's easy. You can go back and forth. Who do you think is guilty? But in my opinion, they're both guilty. I've had the conversations with Dawn. Yeah, I think Candus knows more than Dawn. But do I think that Dawn doesn't know more? No, I don't. Whether Dawn played more of a role or he knows that his wife done something but won't speak up, in my eyes, he is as guilty as she is, because he's not coming out to save, even turn on your wife, whatever. I don't care how biblical he pretends to be. We all see it. He sure don't talk the talk and walk the walk, not on anything that we've seen in almost 2 years. Yeah. Comedy, whatever. We got to deal with these people on here. Hey, Sonia. Hi, Lisa. Wandering Hearts. In my opinion, Candus did it, and Dawn knows agree. See? Candus is the one who took off. I think Candus is a huge piece of this puzzle, and she's the only one that shuts up. A member for 14 months. Thank you so much, Sonia. Wow, like right when I got my memberships. Cher, did you hear Don say on Josh's that he drove the Subaru on the 14th and drove his white truck the 15th? See, that's Don. Like, here's the thing with Don saying things like that. Is it a slip? Very well could be, but it's documented, right? He said it on a live, so the internet is forever. So if that's a slip, the law is watching, right? There's lots of slips. He's even said, well, we was just 20 feet away from Summer when she got gone. We were home. We this, we that. Like, he places himself there when Summer disappeared all the time. But we can't forget that Don says that he uses social media and YouTubers just for their own shits and giggles. He doesn't come on here ever to be serious with any of us in hopes to finding his daughter. No, I don't believe that from our last phone call. I definitely don't believe that anymore. I'm sorry, I don't. And nobody can change how I feel after the last phone call. Or he begged me to go live then too. And I was like, no, Don, no. If you want to talk to me, I'm not putting you on my channel, because that has not helped find Summer. So maybe we should try it the different way. You got people like Doug begging for him now. You were on Josh's, come up on mine, the Critters Farms. You know what? Do you remember hearing them say, be our friend, Cher? Okay, how can I be your friend, Dawn and Candus? How can I be your friend? Just, be good to us and da-da-da. No, we are your friend if we're playing your narrative and we're fighting your battles on the stupid social media and basically just doing everything they've asked. And I tried it that way. So no, there's no more of that. People think I'm just a stuck-up bitch at this point, and I'm just honestly done with it because it's not helping. Is he slipping? Maybe he is. I hope he is. But it's hard for me to think that. I honestly think that they say shit like that because they know it's gonna stir the pot, and everyone's gonna go focus on this stupid thing that he just said. What do I think happened this summer? I have a couple different theories. I do. Xena, member for 7 months. Thank you so much. Lady R, member for 7 months. Sorry. Tammy Barnes, 27 months I've had memberships. I love you, sis. Good to see you. 27 months. Holy shit. Yeah, you definitely won my long. You were one of the OGs. Hey, yo, mean girl. Sending them money, being their friend, sharing their cash apps, all of that. Yeah, you're their friend as long as you're being their little bitch bucket or whatever you want to call it. I don't care. Their dog, their chihuahua, their whatever. If you're doing their barking, you are their friend. If you are stuffed so far up their buttholes you can see out their mouth, you're their friend. Yeah. Critter at the farm, I'm talking to you, lady. Seriously, might need surgical removal with that one. Fuck. Hey, Sue, thank you. I think we've all done our best. Yeah, and listen. To each their own with that, Sue. That's all I'll say. I'm not saying he's not doing his part. He's got her name out there, continues to do so. And also, I know what he's doing, right? I mean, it's not come on. So, yeah. Let him keep talking. I hope he does go on Doug's, actually, because I actually do like that there is a creator that's not so far up their asshole right now. Go talk to him. Don, actually, that's the one thing right now. That might be the fairest platform for you to go on right now. You call in to Chris McDonough and Josh, which actually was a good one. I actually enjoyed that live. But then call into Doug's, answer his questions because he does it better than everybody else. I mean, just go on Doug's. He's gonna be the one to find Summer. Go on that platform, Donald. White flag, just kidding. White flag. No shade to Doug. White flag. I don't believe that keeping them on YouTube is helping. Thank you. So I wish I have a couple polls, so we'll just do it through the chat. We'll do like thumbs up or thumbs down. Who thinks Grandis is more involved and there's not been enough focus on Grandis to this point? Thumbs up. Happy 420. No, I don't think keeping them on YouTube is helping anything either. They're just helping muddy it even more. And everybody knows it. You do? Okay. You do? You do. Probably most of people. I also do. It's, we can't ignore the fact that it's her granddaughter and her daughter. And we can't ignore the fact that Grandis was at both places for both abductions. Same area. She was only just wasn't it just like under 3 miles from Grandis's house her daughter went missing? Am I correct? Wasn't it quite near Grandis's house? And then she was there in the same yard that her granddaughter got gone from. So you said doo-doo. There is a reason Grandis left so quickly. What'd Squid say? Not sure if she's involved, but in my gut, I think she knows something, but probably the least likely of the three to talk. Yeah. And Dawn had said she's the smart one who she shuts up, right? But she was very much vocal in her daughter's disappearance. She did a lot of interviews and news little things, and she's done like, I don't know if it's like pancake breakfast or something. I don't know, but she's been very hands-on and a voice for Rose Marie Bly in Wisconsin, but I haven't seen her do the same for Summer. So that does make me go, did she just take off because she's like, oh, here these two are again, like something's wrong here. Did she take off? I don't know. She was obviously cleared to leave, right? Don't you have to be cleared to leave? I don't know. Hey, Mandy, I guess I don't know how that would work. Or they know where she's at anyway, right? So maybe she was just allowed to go home. Was she allowed to leave for her safety? Like the boys were removed because Grandis is gone. Grandis ain't there, right? So boys still aren't back. Well, Dawn was in jail for 10 months. Candus didn't do a damn thing to get them boys back. And then now Dawn's out of jail and boys still aren't back. We could all be wrong at this. We could be. I mean, that's very possible. Was it Tim Mullen? Take her and then all of a sudden, well, let me swoop in and, pretend like I'm backing these folks or something. I don't know because I don't understand all of the puppet masters in this and Candus using words like the uppers and shit. I don't know. Do you think she had flashbacks of Rose missing? I think she would have. Could be Helen. That's kind of why, I don't know, I go back and forth, Grandis being more involved to, if you think about being in her situation, wouldn't you want to get the hell out of there too? Because she really did not like Dawn. Grandis did not like Dawn. Dawn didn't really care for Grandis. Listening into a few of their phone calls, I was on the phone with Grandis and Dawn and Candace too. She was calling them dumbasses and everybody on YouTube dumbasses and everything. So, hi, sweet and sassy. She said she sounded like, I mean, yeah, she had a mouth on her. Like, she wasn't just no sweet granny. I'll tell you that. It's weird that had anything to do with her daughter, but know something about Summer, but not willing to lose another daughter. That could be too. Remember a video Dawn and Candus told Candus to be careful. Grandis was watching. Yes, I was going to bring that up. Yes, he did say that. Let's pull that up actually. Because I was thinking about that too, but that could go both ways as well, right? That could be, hey, be careful, your mom's watching, like don't say anything because mom's going to be pissed if we slip up. Or it could be taken as, watch what you say, your mom's watching and we don't want her to hear nothing she shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? So again, there, that's not really helpful either because we don't have facts to anything. So everything, it just, yep, he tells her to stop talking. Or I think he says, whoa, watch it. Your mom's right there. Something like that. We're just going to pull it up so we don't have to keep guessing. Okay. I think it was this one. Okay, hold on. Yeah, watch it. Watch it. Your mom's watching. Yeah. Well, let's go through because that is one of the first. No, I think that was June 18th that they did this interview with the TBI there. You didn't hear that? You saw that on Bugs? Yeah, very much. He said that, and I thought a lot more people would pick up on that. Hey Penny, why was Grandis not allowed around the grandkids by CPS? From what Rose's husband has told us, he's been in our chat. He's been in several other people's chats. We've chatted with him. Apparently, Grandis isn't allowed around any of her grandkids. But then, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, because it's also weird that Rose Bly's husband would also, within like 3 months or something of his wife's disappearance, go and ask the court for a divorce and get custody of the kids. But maybe I don't did like Rose have a habit of taking off and then coming back? Like I don't know. Like why would he do that? So that's a little weird to me. Hey Trulia, Yanni. Remember when Candus was on Alive with Benny or someone, and Candus was talking about the boys, and Grandis whispered Summer to her to remind her of her daughter? I don't remember that. Do you remember when Candace was under influence and said she did something to Rose? I know she was intoxicated. I didn't hear her say, I don't remember that. I don't remember ever hearing her. I know there's been rumors that she has said this. Like other people say, yeah, Candace has told us that she's in Wisconsin under her mom's driveway or whatever. It's, hearsay rumors going around that Candace said this to these people, whatever. But no, I did not hear Candace actually say that she did something, because I would have nonstop went on that. Okay, let me. Oh, that was weird. Sandra! We were just talking about you because I can't remember if it was on TV or something. Or maybe a video, probably a YouTube video we were watching. But yeah, someone did all caps like that and was screaming, Sandra! And right away we thought of you. Charlie, no, it's a blizzard outside.
I know she didn't walk away from this property by herself or off this yard by her swing. I feel in my heart that somebody has came up here and took her, has lured her away from here. Me and
Come here. Want to come up here? Come here. Come here. Come here, Charlie. Come here. Come here. He wants outside. It is so nasty outside.
my mother and
Okay, we're
her
rewinding that.
a lot.
Oh, yeah, this isn't the whole interview. I think the full interview is like 20 something minutes. I got to find that one. But we'll go from
I
here.
know she didn't walk away from this property by herself or off this yard by her swing. I feel in my heart that somebody has came up here and took her, has lured her away from here. Me and my mother and her were planting flowers.
No, they weren't. They planted like 3 little tiny cactus bushes that you get from Walmart for like $3.99 and shit. Like they're the size of a Christmas bulb or something, if I'm not mistaken, into a little Rubbermaid bin. Everybody was out planting flowers that day, apparently, because I think Jody Sue mentioned planting flowers. Everybody was planting flowers. Thank you, Yanni. Do you use StreamYard? Yes, I am using StreamYard. Thank you. Yes, happy 420. Okay. Um, so her words there, she's very, I think she's like on Xanax or something here. Not sure. I mean, I'm no doctor, but she's Mr. Charlie. She's I think she's medicated here, don't we all?
A lot. I know she didn't walk away from this property by
Yeah.
herself or off this yard by her swing.
She knows she didn't walk away from this yard or from by her swing. She knows. She knows she didn't do that.
I feel in my heart that somebody has came up here and took her, has lured her away from here. Me and my mother and her were planting flowers. And we went in after we got done washing our hands, and She got a piece of candy from grandma, and she wanted to go back over and see her brothers. And I said, okay. And I walked her all the way over to the porch, and I watched her walk into the kitchen where the boys were watching TV.
Yeah.
And I told the boys, I said, watch Summer. I'll be back. And within 2 minutes, I came back.
Okay. Now remember that 2 minutes changes. It goes from 2 minutes. Did you hit Windows? Sorry, I can't figure it out. No. Do you think they will get the boys back? I do not. I do not. I think if they would have gotten the boys back in almost 2 years, there would have been steps for that to happen, such as more visitation, in-person visitation. But at this point, they're allowed no communication, no video calls, no phone calls, no nothing. Okay? I'm not sure if they've even had one in-person visit in almost 2 years. You guys know what happened to me, and I was still allowed in-person visits with my mother. So Dawn was in jail for what 10 months, 9 months, 10 months, right? And she didn't even, I don't think she got visitation. But we do know, and I'm gonna guess part of the gag order is that they are not supposed to be discussing the case whatsoever on the YouTubes. If the gag order is anything like Billy Joe has, this is why you don't see Billy Joe anymore discussing the case publicly or to anybody or publicly or on the YouTubes, because she got arrested for 10 days for gag order. She didn't even understand what all the gag order entitled. And then on top of that, after she was YouTubing, and let's be honest, she she was nothing like Dawn and Candus. And yeah, so I have to believe that Dawn and Candus are not supposed to be doing what they're doing online. I have to believe that, and they don't give a shit. Which goes back to, remember Dawn being the one saying they didn't want kids. Dawn did everything that he could to try not to have any more kids. Right? He didn't want kids, he said. But Candus had to go and fuck that up. Y'all remember that conversation? High Divisionary, Red's Paradise, BB Diamond. From what I heard Don say it when he got out is when they were told no longer have contact with the boys. Interesting. But was she having contact with the boys? I don't think she was while he was even in jail. That's very telling to me. So she walks Summer to the door, but allows her to swim in a water hole while she does TikToks on her phone. Well, she was sitting right there, right? I mean, I'm not going to get her on her right there. She was filming her daughter right there. But I don't like those TikToks. And I know that Mark also thinks those TikToks feel weird. I think he said there was like kind of a sinister tone. Like we didn't like how those last videos that we are shown as last videos on TikTok looked. That didn't really look good to us. So Kung Fu Panda, of all the red flags from these interviews, the one where Dawn said over and over, Summer loved going to the church because they were pretty and professional women there, and Summer looked up to them. Yeah, Kung Fu Panda. Now, wouldn't that piss you off if you were that person's wife and that's your daughter? Like, I'll never understand, why did Robin Lane get a Mother's Day present from Summer? And to this day, have we ever been shown the Mother's Day present that was given to Candus from Summer? Mother's Day 2021? Right? Because she got gone, what, 3 days before, about 3 days, 2 days, right? 3 days before Father's Day 2021. I always did think that that was a F you to Dawn. I really did. I still think that's a F you to Dawn. I don't know why, but you know. Hi, Outdoorsy. Hi, Sarah. The back seat was littered with Skittles. Why was it so important that Summer got a piece of candy from Grandma? I believe these sentences were I think it's just stuff to get it. Well, actually, no. The back seat Skittles thing. Ah, somebody did bring something up that did make me go, huh? And it makes sense. If she was wet and swimming, and she was to be sitting even close to those Skittles, or a little bit like her leg touching them or anything, those Skittles would kind of been, the color would bleed off of the candy. They'd look more white than so colorful, right? Look how Candace put flames around summer on YouTube short. Yeah, she did a couple uploads to social media that definitely don't look good. Yeah. He was never he has never seen Grandis with a leg brace. Nobody has seen this brace. um yeah. I don't know. I guess there could have been a knee brace, but I don't know. I don't really think that matters, because I don't honestly believe that she went to help grandma with her knee brace, because if grandma's walking up and down where that water hole is, and she's, out there planting flowers and doing all this and that, could she not just like pull up her own knee brace? I don't know. I don't know. And then why would you say, like, if you're just going, what, 10 steps out your door there, do you tell your kids, now watch your sister, I'm going to be right back? No, you say that if you're running an errand quickly, right? You don't say, watch your sister, boys, I'm going to be right back. 2 minutes went to like 5 minutes to, I think Chris McDonough had her clocked in at, I think, 10 minutes or something like that. Like the minutes kept going more and more and more, right? If what Benny says is true, the police say Candus left that driveway 2 times that day, which I said all along they went back to that house. I know Hunter was back at that house with Candus. I just know he was. I can't prove it. I just in my heart know that happened. BS on the whole story, Trulia? Yeah. They went to pick up grandma's RX. They may have been zonked out on pain meds or gardening. She could have taken her pain meds and then went to sleep. But there's witnesses now that have seen Candus get money from all y'all on social media being so nice, sending in money and cards and stuff like that. And she's turning around and giving it to her mom for pills. I mean, I don't know. And sorry, but not for nothing. When Dawn was in jail, that was Candus's time to shine and start doing what she needed to do. She didn't even need to touch YouTube or the Facebook, but she could have went on any TV show she wanted. But we got the handlers stopping all that, right? The handlers want it on the YouTubes and the Facebook. Remember that. That's been said. Right, Mandy TNT? Right, Squids? That's been said. This is what the handlers wanted. It was a smaller fire to put out here on the social media than on the global television scheme of things, right? So while Dawn was in jail, that was Candus's time to shine, in my opinion. She should have been out there trying to do everything she can, begging and pleading with whoever she thinks come up there and lured her little girl away from either the yard or by the swing or whatever she said. But she didn't do any of that. She wanted to party with YouTubers at hotels. That's what her priorities were, folks. That's what her priorities were. Trying to bang Benny, not looking for her daughter. Are you kidding me? Unfortunately, Divisionary, I do believe that there was inappropriate relationships with those two. I think there was inappropriate relations with all of the children and all of the adults that we have seen. Allie knew it. Allie's grandma knew it. The aunt, they all knew it. There is inappropriateness going on with all the children. I mean, you got them saying that Allie was like hand jobbing Jose right in front of Hunter. Like all that shit. Go remember? Like, yeah, there was all kinds of inappropriateness going on with these children. Generational inappropriateness, let me add. Generational, disgusting cycles of every kind of abuse you can think of is what this situation is. Hi, Nanas. The whole crew is messed up. They are. They are.
And I asked the boys where their sister was, and they said she went downstairs, mom, to play with her toys in the playroom. I said, okay. And I yelled downstairs for her a couple times, and I didn't get no answer, which was unusual because usually she always answers me. And so I went down there to check, and she was nowhere in sight. She was just gone. I don't go on walks around here or runs because I'm scared of the bears and snakes and even the coyotes that are around here. Well, whoever has my daughter, I pray and hope that they have not harmed her and they bring her back to us safe and sound.
Just go to the FBI, the police, and clear it up. I mean, I don't know. It seems kind of elusive.
It's really strange that I've never seen this truck and I've never heard of it until just recently.
Okay, see, so there she goes. Like, she didn't know nothing about that. Remember the red truck, which, in my opinion, I never believed that. Okay, because I think that's a whole different situation that he just brought in to muddy things up, honestly. Hey, Gemini. Melissa, I don't watch many. Do she really try to hook up with him? Yeah, she did. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. The whole story 100, I did believe them at some point. I didn't think they were keen enough to pull it off, right? And that's what a lot of people say. And perhaps they're not. People who aren't keen enough to pull off something like this, let's say someone lured her and this is a trafficking situation, you would think that they aren't very smart people, to be honest. Listening to them and watching them on the YouTubes, you would get that feeling, right? You do. And so that's perhaps why we need a Robin Lane, a Tim Mullen, and so forth and so forth. You know, a Timmy and a Awakened Nation. Let me start my YouTube channel. Yeah. Hey, Frankie. You know? So, I mean, yeah, I don't even know. And Sarah, yep, I've always thought that she was just reported June 15th. I don't think that's when she honestly got gone. I don't know how we're supposed to believe that because of some shitty videos that have been released online for us all to watch. Well, sorry if I'm not just buying it because I saw it on the internet or because it was uploaded. Look at the upload date. I don't care. I know there's all kinds of ways in 2023 to fuck with things to make them look, no, not buying it. Hey, One Eye Flow. Oh, we got him. I sure wish we had the names of the CPS workers that were investigating, not saying any of them are responsible, but very well could lead to someone that is. That's interesting. Don said last night he drove his truck that day. Interesting. But is this just something else he's throwing out there to sit back and laugh at everyone? Oh my God, I drove his truck. But wait a minute, because I have in my text messages that the Subaru's one of his 7 alibis. So what the fuck, But maybe he did drive his truck that day. I don't know. If he did or didn't, he's just one that's too hard to trust. Like, he's just thrown that out, in my opinion, to watch everyone go batshit crazy over it and make all their content about it. And he's sitting back and laughing at everybody. Because I, for one, can tell you he laughed. His main goal is to discredit every single one of us creators, not just Chris McDonough. He was out to do that from day one. Remember that one of the first things he screamed at Chris McDonough. I am going to discredit your channel. I'm going to do everything in my power to discredit your channel. That's all they're trying to do to all of us. They're going to be your friend. And I promise you, there's going to be a day where the barnyard animals over there is going to be like, oh, I don't know why. Oh, yeah, just like the one that made a YouTube, The Friend. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now she's ready to, sing with the birds, everything. But my problem with that is you knew all this shit was going, and did she report any of that shit? I hope so. I guess I can't dog on her for saying she didn't if we honestly don't know, but I sure hope, as she's on the YouTubes now calling out Candus and Don, saying that they've continued doing drug runs and shit. Were those dates called in like when you knew they were happening? Did this go to TBI and shit? You know what I'm saying? Or did you just sit on that because you wanted to be their fucking friend and build your channel? I don't know. But barnyard animals over there is going to have the same thing happen. Everybody's doing exactly what they all dog me for. If you believe any one of them are actually these people's friends, no, they are all documenting. If they're really their friends, why are they documenting? I promise you. Watch. I mean, psychic share over here. It's exactly what's going to happen as soon as there's arrests made, multiple arrests in this case, in my opinion. I won't say who, but because we don't know who, but I've said it from day one. Multiple. That butterfly dress where he texts Mark and I and says that he posed for that picture and that he was crying because he knew that was the last picture he was ever going to take with her. Who the fuck says that? How did you know you would never take another picture with your daughter and then, oh, she's gone? Remember, he had a dream something would happen to her too? Yeah, it's hard to think. I can see where everyone thinks it's so much Candus and Don is so dumb, but I'm sorry, I think they're both equally as guilty. That is my opinion, and I don't have to kiss nobody's butt because I don't give a fuck. Who cares? If you don't like my opinion, bye. I'm the one who dealt with them up close and personal, just like several other of the creators, just like some of them are doing now. And I formed my feelings and my opinions on it. And I think you guys can also see the toll then and what I won't allow that toll to take now. Absolutely insane. Even if Don knows Candus knows more and he is covering for her, he's guilty. Lock him up. Or vice versa. But don't forget, they definitely have something on one another because you guys, I know you're all there. Nana's Angels, Trulia, Sandra, Zena. I know you're all there for that live stream that went chaotic at the end of Mr. Share's live, and you all heard that phone. You all heard that phone call in the background going on where they thought that night, they said, I did it. Cher did it. We're getting arrested tonight. She has turned us in. She did it. I don't have to turn you in, Don, because Cher just did it. Do you remember that? I don't have to turn you in now, Don. Cher just did that. The fuck does that mean? Right? To which then he yelled back, whatever he yelled back, and it was both hanging something over each other's head. But I'm like sitting there listening, like, holy shit. And when I hung up from that call, in between Don calling me back, I called TBI and I said, they are fighting like cats and dogs right now. They think that they are going to jail tonight and that I turned them in, that I have some kind of evidence that they are arrested today. So I know that they are afraid of going down for what happened this summer. So they know something. If they're not guilty of that, they know something. They're guilty of knowledge. Fuck that. Thank you, Yanni. You heard it? You missed that? I dug back a while ago for that live. I think we replayed it. But yeah, Yeah, I can't remember when it was. I'll have to dig back. I mean, people want us to go back to the beginning, like we haven't done it 150 times. But yeah, that happened. You remember that, Sandra? You heard that, Yanni? Yeah. A lot of you people will remember. I have to find it because it's buried now, Lisa, through like almost close to 2 years of stuff. And I can't even remember. I know it was long before he actually went to jail for drinking and driving. I just don't remember how long. So yeah, we got to do some digging for that one. They are watching, Penny. They told me that they're watching.
But I wish they would come forward and explain themselves. And if you're not a suspect, at least come forward and say what you've seen. She was a tomboy. I shaved my head. She wanted to have her head shaved.
That is kind of telling though, because I do think that she was throwing Don under the bus right there. With I don't know about no red check. That's news to me. That's throwing Don under the bus. So now I'm thinking, pairing that with she said she turned you in, Don. I don't have to do it now. She just did that for us. So thank you. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard because you know what? That call too, that could have been totally staged too, right, guys? So there's that. It totally could have been staged to say that shit and call in on a live to have that heard. So I always have to have that in my mind too. Hi, Blueberry Muffin, Gemini, Charm, good to see you, boo. A lot of us are there for that. Yeah, yeah.
Shave like me and the boys did.
She tried to shave her head
She tried
in
to
the
shave her
back
head
and make
herself.
it. I think you can see it in some of the pictures, and it was getting out of control. So we decided to shave her head off and let it grow back long, and she shaved her head to
What?
so she wouldn't feel bad.
Yeah.
And
What?
but it, I think you can see it in some of the pictures.
At least come forward and say what you've seen. She was a tomboy. I shaved my head. She wanted to have her head shaved
if
like
you
me
are
and the boys.
telling the truth of something, we all have kids. They get into scissors, right? We've had kids that cut their hair, whatever. That happens, okay? But never do you hear them stumble on the story like this. But again, something traumatizing just happened, so he could be slipping up and stumbling like that. The fact that they're like this right here, it stood out to everybody, right? It stood out to everyone that there's multiple reasons. A girl who wants to be a pretty princess and she loves Robin so much because she's beautiful and she's professional. But I want to shave my head. And then Candus shaved her head too to make Summer feel better. Or she wanted to be just like her brothers. Or did they shave it because it was getting long and out of control? Like, I don't know. But I also know for a girl, like our crown, like our hair is like our yeah, I guess they say our crown, right? Our hair is our crown. I, as a 5-year-old girl, would not want to shave my head, but I definitely thought of it as an adult. Every girl, when G.I. Jane came out and Demi Moore shaved her head, we wanted to shave our heads. But not as a 5-year-old girl would I ever think about shaving my hair off. Not to say that Summer didn't. I mean, it sure is hot in Tennessee. But the fact that it was shaved and then she goes missing, we cannot ignore that that is textbook trafficking thing to do, because now they can make her look like a girl or a boy while they're moving her, right? Hi, Amber. Oh, that's all this case is repeating what's out there and what we've gotten so far. You know, what they're saying new and taking it back to what they said in the past, what they're saying now.
Boys did.
She tried to shave her head
She tried
in
to
the
shave her
back
head
and make
herself.
it. I think you can see it in some of the pictures, and it was getting out of control. So we decided to shave her head off and let it grow back long, and she shaved her head to so she wouldn't feel bad. And
Got the windows thing on, sorry.
but it didn't bother her at this point. Well, I knew right away that she was abducted. You know, I knew that right away, and that's what I told them from the beginning. But they have to go through their, you know.
But how did he know that right away? Hi, Amy. Saw in a movie once that they shave kids' hair before they are trafficked. Yes, and you've definitely, if you've been in this case, you guys, I know you've definitely Googled trafficking awareness and all of that. So, yeah. I guess I'm the only one that finds that statement hilarious. Wait, which one? Summer loved Robin's hair. She kept trying to play with it in the videos. Yeah, yeah. Can you do a survey? Did Summer die? Was it accidental or was it in time? Listen, that's not really a survey I want to have. Yeah. That's not really a survey I want to have. But I understand because okay, formality of edibles. No. I don't know. Let's do a thumbs up if we think that she's trafficked. Let's see. Thumbs up if you believe she's trafficked. Maybe TM is a bad editor for the photos. Could be. Do we think she was trafficked? Human Girl says no. Oh, an evil enter has a thumbs up. Okay, interesting. No mean girl. I just think Don sold her. Well, that would be trafficking. That'd be trafficking, yeah. Don't know, trafficked or accident. Yeah, that's what I'm between. Well, I don't believe a kidnapper. In trafficking and one of the parents selling her or giving her away for something or nothing, in my opinion, it's trafficking. It's all trafficking, right? In my opinion, that's kind of the same to me. Waterhole accident. Yep, a few people think that. Accident. I know some people can never get over him walking around that fridge. Remember, they had that fridge out in their yard. No kidnapper is going in those hills to kidnap. Maybe not Trulia, but knowing Don and Candus, did they owe somebody? You know what I'm saying? Did they owe somebody big time? Or were they bad enough off they needed something and said, yeah, take my daughter? Did somebody try and convince them, listen to how Don talks, that, just give me your daughter now and it's okay because, in the next life and blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't know. There's some weird going on. Honestly, I think Tim Owens weird. That's never going to go away from me. Something did, like, I don't know. But they both know. And other people know they know. And that's why there's handlers around them to create this chaos and keep shit hidden. So yeah, I think it's very possible she's been trafficked, but if I'm being honest, that doesn't also make me hopeful that she's alive. And that's not really something I like thinking or saying out loud, but it's just the truth of how I feel. When Candus said to Dawn, Summer is gone, that's dead missing is I can't find her. Yeah, I've thought of all kinds of things, guys. I've thought about, did Candus go get the meds and got, messed up with Grandis, maybe Hunter? Then did Dawn see that as an opportunity to swoop in and take Summer and sell her off? And then, I don't know. Did that happen? Or did Candus want to F you to Dawn because she honestly, her and her mom, like all of the shit I've told you, like they have wanted to get Dawn out of the picture. That's why I'm so confused why she hasn't yet. It's so weird, but the church folks keep these folks together. Or trust me, they would have been like, Don left the house within days of his sons being taken into the system and was partying it up in like wherever, somewhere Kentucky or something, I don't remember, somewhere. Left her ass, daughter missing and boys gone. And Robin got them back together. The church keeps these people together. It's so weird because they wouldn't be if this church wasn't keeping them together. I don't understand that, but it's weird to me. Bella Vita, right, Mandy? We've done that comparison too, haven't we?
I forget the word.
Investigation.
We have to do one step at a time, I guess. But I'm sorry that they
Don, I forget the word, Candus. Investigation. It's kind of funny.
have to go through their, I forget the word.
Investigation.
We have to do one step at a time, I
Not
guess.
spill.
But
Wondering
I'm
that
sorry that they had
was-
to spend so many man hours in these woods and everything. I've seen them limping and
Oh,
everything else, and I feel for them.
y'all know I hate that
I
part.
just wish there was
I hate that he said that right there because that makes me, that to me it just is gross. It's gross. I don't know why, and I get it. I'm just a weirdo, but I remember the day that aired and hearing him say that, I wanted to throw up. And that makes me feel so sick every time he says that. And I don't know why I describe that as kind of like, I don't know what to describe it as. I guess I've called it like a trophy moment. I guess if some of you like actually, you know what I mean. Like, oh, they're limping and stuff, but we know she ain't gonna be found in there, like, because we know where she is. You know what I'm saying? There's just something sinister about him saying that I've never liked. It's
a
disgusting.
way that neighbors could search neighbors' houses, and then if they're not willing, get a search warrant or something. But there's just no way you can search every single house, in the eastern United States or whatever.
What?
But I wish there was a way.
Once you meet with a TurboTax
I
expert
wish there was
who
a
will do
way
your taxes
also.
for you, you're free to do not taxes.
What was
Just
left as a
thankful for the
comment on Don B
person
video?
or persons that's doing that, out of
Wait.
love,
I
and
appreciate
trying to get information and trying.
Hold up, wait a minute. What was that? Tim Mullen gave roses to the lady that attracted the movie to Hawkins and Sullivan County. It was said the movie River brought a lot of money and jobs to both counties. Yes, I remember. Yep, I remember that. It's like he knew she was not in those woods. Maybe this is when she was moved, if that happened. Could be. What was left? Hold on. Have you heard that? Let me find what it is. I do not know if it's true, but someone said today that Donwell said last night he thinks TM might have something to do with Summer getting gone. Oh, did he really?
To get her found.
Okay, here's the thing. We've had the conversation, Don and I. Actually, our very last phone call. I've had a new phone number since then, which Don does not have. And yeah, Killer Looks is on point for sure. Also a good channel. Cuts through the bullshit. Focuses more like, if people don't like too long of lives to get to the point, Killer Looks channel. In my featured page. If mods could please share his channel link as well in the chat for me. Because that's a good one to, shorter videos and shows getting directly to serious points of this case and serious questions that everyone's had. Yep, I just did. That's crazy. So I'd asked Don, why does he trust Tim Mullen so much? Like, what? Why? Like, I don't understand. Do you trust him? And he was hesitant, for a couple seconds and said, yeah, he's been a real good friend to us. And, I trust him. And I said, okay. And I told Dawn, there's something weird there. But at the same time, who hasn't Dawn and Candus pointed towards? Right? Everybody but themselves. So, again, I just don't know what to believe. Briefly, I don't remember what it was. He said something about him last night on the lab. Okay, I wanted to re-listen to that, so I'll be doing that. But if he is pinpointing Tim Mullen, that's interesting. And Dawn, I hope that you tell TBI that, because Tim Mullen's bullshit also does not make sense or align, and he's fucking weird, and everyone close to him has died, and he did that weird thing while walking by the barn where he was like, the love of my life or my high school sweetheart died, and like he had this weird reminiscent moment while he's supposed to be talking about summer, and all of a sudden he walks past this weird part in this barn and just starts reminiscing about his dead high school sweetheart. It was fucking weird. It's very weird. TM and Don aren't friends anymore. I don't know. No clue.
We thank him from the bottom of our heart.
And to be honest, I do think that Tim Mullen is more involved. So maybe Don's had enough. I don't know. But at the same time, well, maybe they're scared. I don't know. I remember Robin Lane saying that she was afraid for her daughter too, and her daughter was having panic attacks and blah, blah, blah. But then here you go having her run around doing stuff on social media for the Wells stuff and backing them and all that. So it's weird. Now, would the church so much back Dawn and Candus like that, or maybe this was something they were promised in the gift of their daughter to some weirdo like Tim Mullen? Is the church more backing? Like, that would make sense why there's puppet masters, because Tim Mullen, like, he can pretend he didn't know the bread lady all he wants, but we know that he knew the bread lady, right? Probably not friends today. Well, that's interesting. I didn't hear that part. I did catch some of that show, but yeah, I did not hear him point out Tim Mullen last night. So I'll be listening to that. If he did that, that is, I think, I hope he reports it to the TBI. I think that's a really good step, Don. Don't go to the YouTubes. Tell the TBI, get off of the YouTubes and shut the fuck up. You really only owe the law to talk to. Not any of us YouTubers, we've all tried that. And now I'm just jaded to everything, and people think I'm just a bitch, but I'm not. I'm just jaded to everything because I don't know what's being put out there to watch us all and laugh at us go crazy, or what's actually a slip anymore. I don't know. Call me stupid. But I would hope that honestly, if he thinks it's Tim Mullen, I could see that. Tim Mullen has definitely, from the beginning, I told you I didn't know at the time it was Tim Mullen, but there was a very heavy presence. Tim Mullen is the one who stopped the team of attorneys that I had set up that was going to be pro bono for Don. Told Don he didn't need those attorneys. Those weren't the type of attorneys that he needed. Remember that? So yeah, I could see that. So what I do hope is if that Don really, really thinks that he brings it immediately to law enforcement and lets them handle it. And then he should shut the fuck up about it and let them do an investigation on it. Stay off the YouTubes for a couple days while TBI takes hold of that information, Don. Seriously. A couple days. Give them 72 hours with the information before you go hop on someone's panel. Please. We did that with the stuff, like all of the drug money and trading and the 50 grand and stuff. Yeah. If you think Tim Mullen's involved on Wells, please get in touch with the TBI immediately and tell them that. And let them investigate it. and then you go on the YouTubes. But you're on the YouTubes to dirty this whole thing up, in my opinion, anyway, because I am pretty sure, I am almost positive that part of the gag order is to stay off social media. I have to believe that. I have to believe that because I just believe that. I think differently of it. And when I see them all over the panels and stuff, I'm like, they're going, like, I don't know. And are they allowing them? People will be like, well, how come they're not arrested then if they're going against the gag order? I don't know. Or if they're just holding it, to get arrested, they go to jail for 10 days right now. Maybe there's a day where they can throw a whole lot more at them and then this gets piled up with it too. I don't know. But I do believe that they are not supposed to be on YouTube. I believe that. If it's anything like the gag order from Savannah. When you have life experience as a child, which we both have with a dysfunctional upbringing, it gives you a whole different perspective on tragedies like this. Yeah, there's that too. But I also do know that not every situation is my situation. But man, you remember how mad he used to get when I'd call his house a flop house? And I just piss him right off.
That means a lot.
And we thank everybody who's trying so hard and praying so hard. And she's an awesome young lady, and we just want her back.
What?
But, yeah, there's always going to be haters.
That's how he's talking about his daughter, his 5-year-old missing daughter. She's an awesome young lady. We just want her back. She just had to get gone, and she's an awesome young lady. That's weird. I don't know. Maybe it's maybe that's normal way of talking around there, but that's weird.
And it's always going to be that way in this world, and we just want to focus on the good friends and Christian people that are trying to help us and praying for us and praying for Summer. And we thank them from the bottom of our hearts, and that's the kind of people we try to relate with and socialize with. So we don't know anything about, no red truck or
what?
We hardly know many of our neighbors. I mean, because we just try to.
No, Don, that's not true. No. Oh, he knows one of his neighbors real good, Jody Sue, and that mouth of hers. Yeah, we know that. Remember that. We can't forget that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we do have good people in this area. We found out since this has all happened.
Yeah, like who?
We got some real good neighbors.
Real good neighbors, like the Frank Lights and Hills or whatever their names are. Like the Schaeferys. Like Jody Sue. You just found out after all that time living there that you got some good neighbors right there by you. Do you? Because they're all pedophiles. Yeah, real good neighbors. You found that out now, but he also says he never wanted Summer like out there. She was to keep a close eye on Summer. I just knew something bad was going to happen to her out here. He sure knows his neighbors. Yep, they're real good people.
Good folks everywhere. But
the most important thing is to bring Summer home safe. I'm sorry that you feel this way about us, but we love our children with everything we have. We've never went without, thanks to Summer's daddy and my husband.
Weird.
He's always provided for us and has worked as much as he could and can and still is.
Weird. That is weird to me also, because like she went to work with him a lot too. Hey Pamela, they may have highly recommended they stay off, but I heard Dawn say they were trying to silence them, so they must have got a go ahead. Oh, maybe they did. Shady Sue.
And I'm sorry that you guys feel that way, but that's my baby, and nobody would ever treat her like that as long as I was around.
Treat her like what? Because there was no treatment. She treat her like what? Candus. Should everyone thinks that you know, Don doesn't know so much. Maybe it's the other way around. It could be. Well, I think they're both equally as guilty at this point, but it could be, right? Not blind to that. Because she is kind of, I get the feeling she's taking a couple digs. Like, all that really matters is that Summer's return home safely, and kind of like glaring that direction of Dawn. Like, and this doesn't even make sense with the, like, what she's even saying. No one would treat her like that as long as I was around. Treat her like what? Is there a question that's been cut out of this and spiced up somehow? Because treat her like what? Her running out of the house? Or what treatment when you weren't around was happening in Summer that wouldn't happen when you were around, Candus? You never got into that. What does this mean right here? Because treatment, she apparently ran off, or she was lured off. That's, no one would treat her like that if I was around. That shit don't even make sense. So right there, something else happened.
Her like that, as long as, sorry that you guys feel that way, but that's my baby, and nobody would ever treat her like that as long as I was around, ever.
Yeah, who's nobody?
She loves to dance. She would always want me. She says, "Daddy, hold my hand so I can twirl." And she would,
the twirling. So something happened to Summer, possibly while Candus was not around. Candus said, "Boys, watch Summer. I'll be right back." So she went and ran an errand, maybe. This is in Cher's crazy mind. And then in swoop, like, Dawn, this is where Dawn was home, then calls Candus, like, "Where the fuck are you? You left the kids here alone. You left Summer here alone, blah, blah, blah." And then, I don't know, like, yeah, I don't know. So much things going in my mind. But who's no one? No one would do that to Summer. What? Do what? Treat her like what? What treatment was she getting when you weren't around? Tell us, Candus. Go on No Thanks and tell him. Doug, ask them. If Don goes on your panel, ask them what this means. Because if you don't think that that's important, you're just crazy. White flag. But that's weird. And Don with the twirling. What the fuck?
she would just like to twirl and twirl and twirl until my arm got tired.
And I'm like, damn,
know,
son.
And
Just
you
got
know,
home from
I
work.
put out there that one of Summer's favorite songs was Godzilla, and they say, you know, and they're jumping all over me about past tense was, you know. Well,
He's aware.
I'm sorry about that. It's just,
She also liked the song.
Who's jumping on him about using words past tense? The TBI? The church folk? Whoever is telling them this narrative? Who? Don. Go on I'm No Thanks, or go on Josh the Labs, go on anyone's platform. Who was worried about you talking in the past tense? Who was worried about that and wanting you to be so aware that you're, because you remembered as you said, oh shit, like you remember because that's been drilled into your head by someone and you just said it. They are on me about past tense. Who is they? Who is they? Who was on you about talking past tense about Summer? Was that Tim Mullen? And if he starts pinpointing at Tim Mullen and not Robin Lane, I mean, if we don't think that the bread lady and the Sandman go hand in hand.
By a New Breed. It was called House.
See, they can't
My
even get the
House.
same song.
She
It was
sung that a lot
Godzilla.
of
No, it
times
was
when
New
I played
Breed.
it on the TV.
Was it Eminem or New Breed?
She loved to dance.
she liked to think of herself as a princess, and you know, and all that, like all young girls do. And
She loved Frozen. She loved to be that Elsa, and
I think she really loved to be in church because she felt a lot of love there. And I think you can't explain what that love is, but you feel it and you know it, when you're young. And she felt that there, and she loved everybody in that church, or she loves everybody in that church. I should rephrase that because they'll tear that apart as past tense, and I apologize again for that.
Damn straight we will.
I hope she gets to come home, and I hope she gets to be with our church family again.
Her best friend in that church was Robin. She loved her to death.
Yeah, she looked up to
Loved her to
women
death.
that were.
She come to that church, she went looking for Robin. That was her favorite person.
Her best friend
any
was
woman that,
Robin. Her best friend was Robin. She loved her to death. So she's not so aware of past tense, but Don's very aware of it.
Was professional.
They both
that-
know.
Pretty,
Yeah,
beautiful.
she looked up to those kind of women. She, they were. The word I'm looking for? I can't think of it, but she looked up to them.
Simple mathematics. State Saskatchewan $400. You could assemble 16 coffee tables at $25 a table. Or you could open a Simply.
She'd give them a run for their money every day. She'd give them a run for their money. And there was times,
Also didn't shave her head.
we'd
Right.
be, at our boys, like, don't do this and don't do that. And next thing you know, the stick would come up and just whop them, and it'd be like, Summer, don't do that.
Summer was the boss of the family.
She typical girl.
When they get on a line, she'd put them in line.
She'd do her best.
And one thing too, not for nothing, I was always wondering, like, he is all to shit with like drywall mud on him, right? It looks like paint too. I don't know, but you could tell he's been working. This was on June 18th. I mean, I guess he had to work. Your daughter's missing. Are you going to work 1, 2, 3 days after reporting her? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe that's nothing, but or did they just throw drywall mud on him to look like a hard-working guy? I don't know.
She loved to play in the mud and the water and swing on her swing and enjoy dirt.
When I run the lawnmower around, she would run behind me. When the boys run their bikes around, she, as fast as that little bike could go, she would be behind them running and keeping up with them, no problem. She loved to run. She just loved to run, and she could pull herself up on that swing, her full body weight with her 2 hands, and she could do that. None of the other boys can do that, but she can.
Was she in school yet?
No, she's going this year.
This was supposed to be her first year.
She's been.
Now, I can't remember when it was, but I think someone from the school did speak and did a quick little segment on one of these news clips with WJHL. I think they did say that Summer was enrolled. But I do also remember begging Dawn and Candus to see proof of that. And that, she really had her checkup and stuff ready for kindergarten and proof that she was enrolled. And they kept saying, yeah, they were going to show me. They were going to show me. And then I told y'all I saw it. I'll just say that. You guys know. I was playing a role. So I let you guys all know that I saw the proof. And Dawn and Candus thanked me so much for that. Thank you. I was like, no problem. I'll just tell everyone I saw that proof. But I need to see that proof. Can you get it? Yes. Yes, thank you for doing that. I'm gonna get that for you as soon as I get home. And then it never happened. I was never shown the proof of that. Maybe someone else was, Cam, Allie. I don't know. I guess it's not owed to the public to see that proof because it's, she's a minor. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, someone from the school said Summer was enrolled. I don't know if that matters or not. I mean, the boys were going to school and yeah, that's just all something. They're all minors. We're never going to get to see any of that until one day, but not while they're minors, right? It's interesting because I wonder, like, how much school did the boys miss with all of this, with this kind of family? You know what I mean? CPS was involved. Hunter's dad wants to come up. Oh, I don't see that person in here. He's not blocked, is he? Why can't I see that person? All right, I'll drop the link. I can't see you, but I don't think you're blocked because other people can see you in here. No, that's not what I want to do. There we go. This interview was on the 28th, 2 days after the red truck was brought. Oh, this isn't the 18th? This is the 28th one? Okay, something was filmed on the 18th though, right? I can't see him in the chat, but I dropped the link. Yeah, I can't see him on the YouTubes or the StreamYards, but I don't have him blocked. If he was blocked, you guys would not. Yeah, I don't see that. I keep seeing everyone write his podcast name. Stop it. But I just don't see him. But everyone else sees him, so all right. Dawn and Son was 18th. Okay, thank you. So this was on the 28th. So this was done, I think Dawn and I started contact around July 9th. 2021. It was, yeah, around July 9th stands out to me. I don't remember if that's the exact date, but it was for sure July. But wait, what? He can't see the link? What? So is he blocked? Let me see. Sorry guys. Hold up. Let me see. If someone who's not blocked, he can grab the link from them probably, but oh, hold on. Hey.
Hi.
Are you blocked?
I don't have anybody blocked on my end.
Okay, I'll check that.
Oh, no, I just wanna be a gentleman about things. I mean, I know we exactly haven't gotten along in the past, and I wanted to come up and apologize, and I'm sorry for interrupting your stream. I wanted to be a man about
okay, thank you. We've kind of been back and forth. It's been kind of like a love-hate with us. That's okay.
No, I mean, I'm genuine want to apologize for the things I've said under a lot of stress and duress on my end that I took out on you and yours, and it was not fair to you. And I'd like to apologize.
Thank you.
And
thank you.
I just hope that in the future, given the fact we're both after the same thing, which is trying to find and get to know Summer before she did the thing, and sorry, my cat's got into things. But I know we're trying to find Summer. We're trying to be, on the same page here. And my thing is I'm trying to get to know how Summer lived, the property she was on, get to know, the footsteps she's walked. And I know you're trying to do the same, but I figured to be a bigger person on myself to apologize on your live and not just my own, and let you know that the things I've said and done towards you, I really do apologize. And I just hope that you can understand I'm under a lot of stress, given a lot of negative towards my son. So please don't, and
well, we're strangers to one another, and I come to you and say, did you kidnap a 5-year-old? So of course you're gonna, that, I mean, that's not a normal thing to ask a normal person either, right? So yeah, I get it. And I don't like to have to ask those questions, I I'm gonna be honest. I am not ready to apologize to you yet. But
You have
if
no
there's a
reason to apologize.
day, listen, when Summer's found one day and this is all cleared up and I'm wrong about everything I've said about you or Jose, I will apologize to everybody as publicly as I've talked about them and incriminated them. Okay?
No. What I'm saying is you have nothing to apologize for. I went the extra mile and I threatened harm and I shouldn't have. You
Well,
have nothing to apologize for. You're just doing what you need to do, which is find this little girl, help find this little girl. And I took it an extra step and I did you dirty. So it's on me to apologize to you, not the other way around.
well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
It's not a problem. And to be honest, I do watch your content. Whenever you're live, I'm one of your, as I call, peekaboos. I don't in your chats or anything. I watch your content, and honey, you got a lot of good points. I just
Okay.
hope your husband can forgive me as much as you do.
Yeah, he will. I'm gonna talk to him. I'll talk to him, but he's gonna watch this back and he's gonna appreciate that also. I know he will. He's a good guy, and to
And
be honest, I don't think he thinks we don't think the same. Me and him. Okay. I think that's obvious to see in especially this case.
even in the middle of whatever, even in the middle of our beef, you still allowed me on your panel.
Mhm.
And your husband seemed a bit disgusted by it, but
Yeah.
and I don't blame him, as any husband or male would be. I would be too. We are overprotective of the ones we love. Nothing wrong with that. And
Right.
just to say, I'm not wasted. This here is a mess. I have to clean up for my brother-in-law. Just saying.
You're just a dude trying to look out for his son too. Yeah, and that's so I can understand, you've been thrown into a whirlwind too. Whether people think you are guilty of something or innocent, no, you've been thrown into something too. And again, right, one of the people that people incriminate, we forget, is your teenage son.
Yes.
Probably because you don't quite look old enough to have a son that old, like people say to me. You just don't think of that. Like, I don't think of that. I'm sorry, I forget that, honestly. But yeah,
No,
you are Hunter's father, so this has got to be crazy for you.
darling, it's a lot more rough than you think outside of the YouTube streets. It's a lot harder than you think right now.
Is
I mean,
I bet.
it's pretty bad. And to answer, as for knowing what's going on with Hunter right now,
You don't have to answer anything about Hunter tonight. That's
no, I'm gonna be honest with you because you were honest with me, even though that we were beefing at the time. You allowed me on your panel. You were honest with me, and I'm gonna show you the same respect. To be honest with what's going on with Hunter, listen, it's pretty bad, and it's not his fault this time. Mama Duke screwed up. As in, it's bad. And I mean,
sorry. Wow.
I mean, all she had to do was follow a court order, which is sister in the court order from up here, and everything would have been fine. And here it is. That was 2018. Here it is, 2023, and now it's coming back to bite her. Her mistake screwed her. And there's nothing any of us can do other than hope and pray that it gets fixed.
Wow. Well, that sucks. I'm sorry. So that you got even more added on top of it.
And to be honest with you, my doctor's already said if my stress level goes any higher, I'm gonna have a stroke. But I'm not worried about me. I'm more worried about my family. I'm more worried about my kids. If I go, I go. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I like that you said that you were trying to get to know more how Summer lived.
Yes, I actually made a live a couple weeks ago about the property that she lived on, 110 Ben Hill. Like I dove into the whole history of it because I want to know how I want to. As weird as it sounds, I want to take a few steps and that she made. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And get to know the land like she did, so I can. I'm not saying I'm going to solve this or
So you've
anybody.
actually never been up to that house at all?
No,
Only
never.
Jose was?
Only Jose was. I've never been there ever.
Okay.
So the only time I ever seen that place was through Google Images or
Okay.
Google Earth. I've never seen it outside of that.
Right. Same.
I'm trying to get to know the area that she lived in so I can understand how a precious little thing like her just disappeared.
Right. She just got gone one day.
Listen, I have a daughter. Her name is Anna Rose. That's her first name. And she's the same age, same hair color, same eye color, same weight, whole nine as Summer. And the first thing I did when I found out Summer was missing is I called her mother to find out to make sure my daughter was okay. Because they look that much alike, it's unreal.
Oh, your daughter in Summer?
Yes, my daughter Anna Rose looks so much like Summer. It's on like you'd swear to God you're looking in a mirror.
Hmm.
And it's weird, but that's why.
So did you just stay at the Dollar General? Sorry, because now that you're up here and we're talking about it and questions. So did you just stay? Because remember, you all did that run. That's how Jose got up there. May he rest in peace. Did you just stay at the General? Right? Is that where you stayed, and then you went to the U-Haul or whatever the storage place?
What we did? Okay, I'll explain this. Okay.
Yeah.
What we did.
So you get in there because you had a house to buy. You were going to rent the house. Yes. Tell me that. Tell me those steps again.
I'm going to start from the beginning. Is that okay?
Please. Yep. And I'll shut up. Here you go.
Very beginning. What it is that in July of that year, my brother Jeffy, and us decided we were going to go and look for a place down closer to Hunter because that's his nephew, that's my son, and my daughter's special needs, and the schools down there are better for special needs than up here where I'm at, in this town that I'm at. Not saying the whole state, just the town that I'm in. And we figured the girls would be happy getting to know their eldest brother, and our daughter would be able to get the extra help that she would need. So we spent from July up until the time we left in September looking for a place. Now, this is not our money, okay? This is Brother Jeffrey's money. So he has all say. It's all his money.
Your brother?
Yes, okay. Jeffy. For his 401k, that was $35,000, and the months it took from July to September of his checks being saved. That's all his money. We had no say, no control over nothing. It was all on him. We went down there. When we got down to Tennessee.
Can I pause for a second? Just because I have a question coming up. Has your brother been questioned in this case?
No.
Okay.
Neither.
Okay.
Listen, just to clarify, neither Brother Jeffy nor myself or my girls or my wife has been questioned at all by any law enforcement about the Summer case.
Okay.
Just to clarify.
Okay. All right, go on. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're fine.
Okay, so it was your brother's choice, Jeffy's choice. It was his money. He called the shots, basically.
Yes. We got down there, and at the time, NASCAR was in Bristol. We did not know that they were still running races at the time. And they were. And any hotel, motel, their prices were tripled in price. And we got a storage unit, dropped everything out of the U-Haul into the storage unit, such as our clothes, the kids' clothes, his girlfriend's clothes, his girlfriend's kids' clothes, his everything into the storage unit. And then we went around trying to find somewhere, a hotel or a motel, until that following Monday.
Okay, so Candus did not meet you at that storage unit at all.
No, this was early morning. This was like 10 in the morning.
Okay.
Allison called me on my phone. I can show you the phone. Hold on my phone, and asked what was going on, what was happening, and if I was able to go see Hunter that day, because we were all under the assumption that we would be going straight to the house.
I thought. Sorry.
Go ahead.
You have a question. Who drove back? Because you guys decided not to stay, right? Well, Jose decided to stay. Everyone went back. Who drove back to New York?
That'd be the drivers that we had.
Okay, right, because there was like 7 people in a couple vehicles?
We had 3 drivers.
Okay.
That had licenses, and the rest of us could not drive.
Okay.
I'm being honest.
They had licenses. Okay,
well,
and you can't name any of them? So Jeffy drove back?
In all honesty, they wanted to remain anonymous out of respect for them. But
several people?
One of them was our good friend's name. Shit, the hell was the name?
You know, I'm not going to believe it now. You're stalling.
No, it's not
Andrew?
stalling.
No,
we
hey.
don't talk to her no more. Listen, we don't talk to her no more since she screwed my wife out of money. So we don't talk
how about the moving truck company? Was it U-Haul or a different company?
It was a Penske truck, no U-Haul. Penske truck, no U-Haul.
Penske truck? Okay.
Penske is different than U-Haul. Kayla, that was it. That's right. Same name as my goddamn doctor. Goddamn.
Okay, so you got there about 10 in the morning to
That's when we were able to access the storage unit.
10 a.m.
Yep.
Okay. And do you remember the date?
It was September 18th, 2020.
September 18th, 2020. Okay. September 18th, 2020. At 10 a.m. is when you were finally able to get into the storage unit.
Yes.
Okay, because there's been rumors that you got there like pretty late at night. Isn't that what Jose said? It was like really late at night and everyone was tired?
I understand. Jose wasn't supposed to go with us.
Killer, you can come up if you want, bro. Do you mind?
Yeah, Killer. Why didn't your wife what?
Why did your wife not want to stay when you guys got there after all of that driving and stuff?
She's very overprotective of our children, and the only one we knew was Allison. We didn't know Candus and Grandis like that. So when they offered us to stay up on Ben Hill, we told them no because we didn't know them like that. And
so Candus offered all of you guys. You said there was several adults and several children. You were all offered to stay at Candus's?
Yep.
Okay. See, they said I was a liar about that, y'all. They were not all there. It wasn't a flop house.
Listen, as much as we fight and argue, I ain't never once lied to you. Why would I start now?
Okay.
But no. What I'm saying is that we were all offered to go up on the hill until the house was ready. But Jeffy, who owned the money, my question is, Holly, Molly, how do you know those names? Hang on.
Oh, should I not? Okay.
Yep.
Is that Tim Mullen?
Hello?
What are you doing?
I am finishing my beer and I'll be in bed.
Why the fuck's the whole house shaking?
That'd be either the dog. I don't know. Brother Much got soon playing in his room. The whole house should be shaking. I don't feel it. Are you doing something I don't? Hold on. Hang up.
Hi, Eve. Holy moly. You got him. Very shy. Can you get down, Charlie, honey? Get down. Get down. He said no.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Now, the wife thinks the whole house is shaking, and it's not.
Getting hollered at.
Well, the house is very weak, so anybody moves downstairs, we feel it up here. Weird. But no, like Jose wasn't supposed to go with us.
Right.
And Jose was a full-grown ass man. He makes his own choices. Nobody forced him to go. And it was a Penske truck, never a U-Haul.
Okay, because people say the U-Haul with a picture of Summer on the U-Haul.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that had nothing to do with us.
Okay.
We only had just a Penske truck because everything fit in the Penske truck. Because we did a less is more thing.
Did the truck fit in there?
Yeah, sadly. Everything that we owned in that Penske truck.
So you got the truck in there, your furniture, clothes, all in there? Only one truck?
Yep, only one truck.
Okay, interesting.
So we did a
did Jose keep that truck then? Or how did Jose gonna have a vehicle? Just trust on Candus to drive him everywhere? Or you guys take everything back with you when you left, right?
Jose never had a vehicle that I know of.
Okay.
When we came back, the Penske truck came back with us.
With everything in there, the truck, the furniture, everything.
Yep.
Okay.
But yet again, like I said, it wasn't on us for that decision. But later on, after we got back, we found out that Brother Jeffy was in the middle of a lawsuit because the people that he was trying to get the house from that was after the fact we got back. Around Christmas time 2020. And I know it's weird and all, but like I said, when you're not the one footing the bill, you go by what you're told. You go by what you have to do. I didn't foot the bill. It wasn't my money. I went by what my brother had to say.
So whose truck did y'all haul there? Your brother's truck? Whose truck was in the back?
Oh,
not Jose's, right?
No, Jose didn't drive either. But no, we didn't. No, the thing is we didn't have a truck. We had a van.
Okay.
And the van is where everybody. The van is.
There was no vehicle inside the moving truck.
Oh no! Just furniture.
Okay.
Furniture and clothes, which of course we left a lot behind because we were doing less is more.
People are saying, what happened to the storage units or the storage items? Candus took some of it, or what happened?
We left a recliner and a table for Candus to pick up. No, he spent more than $1,400 for that trip.
Who do you think that this could be?
What do you mean?
Andrew, this person. Holy moly, they knew names that you said, why do you know these names? Then they know.
Holly Molly.
I haven't seen them before.
Neither have I. But I know for a goddamn well he spent more than 14.
Okay. So, okay.
I'm sorry, honey, but if Holly Molly's got something to say, please invite her up because I would like to know who the hell she is. Because she seems to think she knows a lot
It
about.
might be a he. I don't know.
I'm not trying
Here.
to be rude, honey. It is your channel.
I'll let people up if you want them to come up, but I'd really like to hear more. So you got there, right? Because I mean, this is, well, let me ask you something. How do you feel about Candus and Don? Do you have thoughts on one over the other or both? Or
my biggest thing is that right now is that I understand they want to keep Summer's name out there, and I don't blame them. As parents, I would not blame them. But right now, I think they're teamed up with the wrong people, and it's only getting them clicks and views and money, and they're not getting any help. Would I allow them on my channel? No. Only for the factor is because I don't want them to think I'm using them for clicks and views, like a lot of people are. Will I help keep it? Will I help keep Summer's name out there? Most definitely. Because only for the simple factor is that little girl did not deserve to be gone. She seemed, listen, I can't say she was happy. I can't say she was not. But you know what? By the way Don's acting, that's his princess, and he would never let anything happen to her.
okay, but Candus might.
I'm not saying it would. I'm just saying there's a lot of catch-22 with Candus, and right now I'm on the fence with her. But my main focus is on the grandmother who was there when Rose went missing, and now there when Summer goes missing. That's my main focus.
And you never met like Jody Sue or her ex-man Andy Bernard or whatever his name is?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Was it Andy Bernard? Is that right? So you've never met any of them? So what sounds weird, Andrew, even now, and I'm just being honest with you, right? It's weird. I mean, I've said it. Like, I used to be a drug dealer. To go and make these runs like that. Now, I've never made a run like that, okay? I've never dealt with that kind of drugs, but, you know, sold some weed and shit, some pills back in the day. Little shit. When you go from New York to Tennessee and then back to New York, it doesn't make sense because, like, you didn't even stay one night. You say your wife didn't feel comfortable, she didn't really know anybody, but didn't she know that when y'all left New York to go to Tennessee? Wouldn't you know that there was nobody, like, you know what I mean?
No,
just to be fair.
No, but what I'm saying is we knew that, but when we left here, go down there, it was guaranteed we'd move in as soon as we got down there.
Okay, to the house that nobody saw because it was supposed to be a surprise and everyone was just going along with it.
We seen it. It's just Brother Man's got it so far buried in his phone that it ain't even funny right now. Because I've been asking him about it, but he also works 60 to 70 hours a week. So it's hard for him to get me what I need, and that's why it's taking so long. I mean, he's supposed to be coming over on his one day off a week because he likes overtime.
So you must have spent all of that $1,400 just on at least gas and feeding like 12 people, 14 people.
Listen, we've been back here for 3 years, and he finally paid off his debts. That's how bad that trip killed him.
So
I mean, that man did a lot to make sure he could go down and see his nephew.
Have you been cleared?
Darling, nobody's cleared. I ain't even been questioned.
You have not been questioned by TBI?
No.
Have you asked them to go and like I mean, have you offered to talk to them? Like, hey, do you want to, you know what I mean? And what do you kind of get when you offer that? What do they seem like they care to talk to you or what?
No, they said it. The only reason why they would ever need to talk to me is about my son's behavior. Outside of that, they don't care.
Okay.
Which I think I find kind of strange, Because, in all honesty, they still ain't gave back his original phone.
Hunter's original phone.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I can't remember. I know we talked about it before, but do you believe? Sorry, because you're his father. But do you think that there was that Candus was inappropriate with your son? Was there grooming going on? Do you think? I'm just going to be straight out. Do you think there was grooming going on? There was inappropriateness with all the children, not just your son, all of the children. Because True in that is, I count True in there. Summer, all of the children.
I've heard that Hunter wasn't the first she made those type of comments to on their Facebook. But whether or not I believe it, I can't tell you until I actually talk to Candus, and I won't, because it's not against her, but right now she's the focus on Summer.
I don't think she's doing that, but yeah, I mean, she should have always been focused on Summer.
Darling, you're not the only one. I'm just trying to give the benefit of the doubt, just saying.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Don's out there trying to find his little girl. I give him that.
Oh, is he? Because I've not witnessed that. Is he out there finding his little girl? I've never seen that. And I got in the picture very early on for about 11 months straight until he went to jail for that 10 months. And I didn't at all. I was too busy on video calls with them and talking to them. And he was on sending me shit to, like, no, he was not out looking for something.
So my question is, knowing that you know what about Don, do you think he honestly cares if she's found? If that's too much, I'm sorry.
No, I don't think he gives a shit. That's why we're still here today and she's still on.
No,
Candus.
I got a question for you.
I don't know who gives a shit less. That's the question. Who gives a shit less? I don't know.
I got a question for you, honey.
Sure.
Did you know there was a child that went up missing in the same area Summer, but was found 12 days later, and here it is almost 2 years and Summer's not?
Yep. Yep.
Now, riddle me
weird
how that is.
Well, and statistically, it's probably someone that she knows, right?
Statistically,
crawling up to that hill, that area. It's somebody for sure that is known to not just Summer, but many people in Summer's life.
But listen, the child that went missing before, that only took 12 days to find, was on Ronnie Lawson's son's property, and he went straight to where she was.
And that's also the one that Frank or Fred Hill or Light helped search for on a horse, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's weird.
No, I'm not saying. That's what I'm saying. I mean, what makes us think that 2 and 2 ain't 4? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to pull the attention off the parents, because I still believe that Grandis had something to do with it, because she was there when Rose went missing, which is her own child, and then there when her grandchild went missing. I'm sorry, but that don't smell right.
Yeah, that's definitely something.
And my biggest thing is right now, I don't care. I'm not saying I don't care how the parents feel right now, but my biggest thing is I want to get to know how Summer lived, where she walked, where she hung out on that property.
How she lived. You keep saying how she lived. That bothers me. You see what I'm saying? And that's not the first time tonight. You say how she lived. Well, yeah, I guess she doesn't live there right now, but you know what I'm saying? I'm tired of hearing everybody involved. No, not even against you, Andrew. Sorry, just let me get this rant out. But everybody who's been around or known this little girl talks about her like she's dead, and I don't like that.
I do apologize. I do pray and hope that she's alive to tell her story, to tell her tale. I do. but I'm also a realistic, honey. You can't blame me. I'm a realistic. Her
I'm going
body.
to ask you one favor, though. I'm going to ask you one favor.
What's up?
Before my husband says it, please
Uh-oh.
don't call me honey.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
I'm old school.
That's all. No, that's all. And maybe, yeah, you're that, but yeah, please, that I don't like that.
Not a
You
problem.
won't
No,
like that.
okay.
But
Not trying to piss off the
so
old man.
you want to learn how she lived. What brings this on tonight? Like now? Like when did you have this thought? Like now? And is it because it's your son involved? What?
It was a few weeks ago. I had this random thought that I wanted to get to know the property that she was on because everybody's talking about. Everybody that I've watched is talking about what happened after she went missing. I want to get to know. I want to take a few steps in her life and get to know where she was raised and the area she was raised to get to see maybe she found a hideout or something.
Was 110 the house? Because we know Candus had that listed for sale. Was that the house y'all thought you were going to be renting?
No. Our house was in Kingsport.
Oh, Kingsport. Okay. Closer to like Alley?
Yes, because it was only a mile and a half from the house to the Walmart Allison was working at the time. So if you look on the map, you'll see there's a river that goes up and around. Oh, I'm going to get shot. It's my wife.
Quit shaking that house.
Hello? Yes, dear. Give me like 5 minutes. Okay, give me 5 minutes. I love you. I'm coming. I love you. Sorry. Call the bed.
All right. I'm going to let you go deal with that. This is about 2 hours. That's a long time for me anyway, Andrew. You know I hate these long lives. But if you want to talk again, I don't know what you're up to tomorrow, but you got my email, right? ihearvoices19@yahoo.com.
I got
Hit me up. I'm going to go see if you're blocked on my end, and I'll unblock you. But I'd like to talk to you a little bit more. And also, I see all the Bud Lights, so I'd like to talk to you a little bit more with a little less Bud Lights next time.
I haven't
deal?
cleaned up earlier.
No. You're going through it. Is that a deal?
Deal.
Okay. Hit me up on the email. ihearvoices19@yahoo.com, and I'll let you get going before your wife calls again.
All right. Later.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
All right, Joe. I'm gonna process and watch back, and hope Andrew gets a hold of me. We'll plan a live and talk some more, because I don't like to, stop him. But when he's talking, of course, I have questions, right? So I'd like to let him just talk a little more freely and try not to interrupt him. Sorry, Andrew. But yeah, it's hard when you want to ask these things and some things aren't matching what was said before. But that's all for tonight. I love y'all. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Andrew. And again, I would like to talk again. This was civil. Let's be civil. 1 or 2 Bud Lights, okay, but not several, okay? Because let's let you talk a little more freely. And yeah, let's do that. Okay. But I love y'all. Have a good rest of your night. Thank you for the super chats. And I'm sorry if I didn't say hello. I wasn't so active with the chat. I'm sorry, but I'm going to watch back now. Okay. I love y'all. Bye.